Ring! The phone screeched, startling Dave.
Pizza Planet, Dave speaking, he chirped, juggling the phone and a half-eaten donut.
Delivery for Anton Ego?
Dave's face contorted. The food critic?
Yep, 127 Oak Street. And Dave, the voice lowered, be careful. That guy's tougher than a week-old crust.
Dave gulped, his donut suddenly losing its appeal. This was no ordinary delivery. This was a test, a trial by fire, and pepperoni. Okay, no pressure, Dave muttered, grabbing the pizza box like it held the Holy Grail. He imagined Anton Ego, a shadowy figure with a silver tongue for savoring and criticizing, of course, and shuddered. This was going to be interesting. First hurdle, getting out of the pizzeria without tripping. Dave, a walking disaster zone, considered it a win if he went 5 minutes without a spill, trip, or faceplant. He dodged a rogue skateboarder, sidestepped a banana peel, classic, and narrowly avoided a pigeon dive bomb, pizza held high above his head. Almost there, he panted, feeling like an Olympic athlete in a food delivery uniform. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. A sudden gust of wind blew a newspaper right into Dave's face, momentarily blinding him. Whoa, he cried, stumbling backwards right into was that a mime covered in gold paint? The world spun as Dave and the golden mime tumbled in a flurry of limbs and pizza boxes. The pizza, thankfully, remained airborne, for now. Finally reaching 127 Oak Street, Dave, bruised but triumphant, straightened his uniform. He rang the doorbell, pizza held out like a peace offering. The door swung open to reveal a man in a crisp suit, his hair slicked back, a phone glued to his ear.
You're here. About time, the man snapped, not even looking up. Give it here. He snatched the pizza from Dave's hand.
Mr. Ego, I presume? Dave asked, relieved to finally offload the precious cargo. The man paused mid-sentence on the phone and stared at Dave.
Ego? I'm his assistant, Bernard. Mr. Ego is expecting that pizza with the anticipation of a starving artist awaiting their muse.
Dave's jaw dropped. This wasn't the critic. He had braved the elements, a golden mime attack, and his own clumsiness for the assistant. This was a comedy of errors, and he was the punchline.
Wait, what?
Dave stammered, but it was too late. Bernard had already whisked the pizza away. Dave trailed behind, entering a modern, minimalist haven that screamed high-end food critic. He watched in horror as Bernard, still on the phone, gesticulated wildly, bumping into a waiter carrying a tray of drinks. The inevitable happened. Drinks flew, Bernard shrieked, and Dave dove, trying in vain to catch the falling pizza box. He missed. The pizza landed with a sickening splat right on top of a giant white abstract sculpture. The silence that followed was deafening. Even Bernard seemed to have lost his ability to speak, his mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. Dave, covered in soda and despair, just wanted to crawl into the pizza box and disappear.
What is this cacophony? I'm trying to savor the aroma of anticipation.
Suddenly, a voice boomed from the top of the grand staircase. Anton Ego, the man himself, descended the staircase. He was taller than Dave imagined, with a presence that could curdle milk. His gaze fell on the pizza-splattered sculpture. Then, to everyone's surprise, a smile spread across his face.
This is art. The chaos, the audacity, the sheer randomness of it all. It speaks to me.
He picked up a slice of fallen pizza, examining it with the intensity of a diamond cutter. He took a bite. His eyes closed. The world held its breath.
This is the most unexpectedly delightful pizza I've ever tasted.
Dave, still dripping soda, couldn't believe his ears. He had accidentally impressed the toughest critic in town with a flying pizza. Life was truly unpredictable. The next day, Dave nervously unfolded the newspaper, his heart pounding. There it was, Anton Ego's review, bold and unforgiving as ever.
Pizza Planet managed to turn a culinary disaster into an experience so bizarre, so unexpectedly delightful, that it bordered on genius. The pizza itself, a revelation of simple flavors, perfectly executed. But it was the delivery, the sheer theatricality of it all that elevated it to an unforgettable performance.
Dave let out a whoop of joy, startling his cat. He was a local hero, his clumsiness immortalized in the annals of food criticism. He reread the last line of the review.
In the end, Pizza Planet reminded us that food, like life, is best served with a healthy dose of chaos and a sprinkle of the unexpected. Final verdict, 5 out of 5 stars.
From that day forward, Dave's deliveries were the stuff of legend. He was still a walking disaster, but now people saw it as part of the experience, a performance art piece disguised as a pizza delivery. He learned that sometimes the biggest mistakes lead to the greatest triumphs. That life, like a pizza, is best when it's messy, unpredictable, and full of surprises. And that even the harshest critics have a soft spot for a good slice, especially when it comes with a side of slapstick comedy. So the next time you order pizza, remember Dave, the pizza delivery artist, and embrace the chaos. You never know what masterpiece might be delivered to your doorstep.